Imagine losing everything and having to start from zero. No audience, no connections, no money. Could you make $100,000 in just 90 days? Here's what Alex Hormozi says he'd do and why most people never even get past day one.
If you had to go from zero to $100,000 in the next 3 months, how would you do it? Maybe if you could break it down for me in 5 steps.
Sure. So 100,000 total, or 100,000 a month, or 10,000 a month?
100,000 total in 3 months. No employees, just you.
But it's not me though, right? It's my skills, but not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Right. And
you can't post content.
And I have no network, and I have no connections, and I have no any of that. I don't have my phone with me.
You can use Claude.
So when you are starting out, you want every customer to be worth it. And so I think one of the mistakes that happens when people are earlier is they don't sell expensive enough stuff. And so like, if it's very hard for you to get a customer, then you better make sure that customer is worth it, which means instead of thinking about scalability, we think about how basically potential money made from every person is what you want to maximize. And so that means that potential value created has to be maximized, which means that we might do unscalable things in the short term in order to generate cash flow. And so I'll give you an analogy and then I'll give you the steps, but, or not an analogy, a story. But when I started my first gym, I did personal training with one client, and that client came 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week, which is a super client. And I ended up making, I think it was like $4,000 or $5,000 a month in total from that one client. And that client and that model of me just doing one-on-one like that obviously doesn't scale. But I was running my gym, the business, all around that. And the gym, I would just take the cash and basically reinvest in more equipment, or I'd spend more on ads to get more people in, whatever it was. But like, I lived on the $5,000 a month that I was getting from the personal training client. And so the fastest way to get to $100,000 is not the fastest way to get to $1 million or 10 million. And so this is the big misconception with the question. And so like, if I wanted to get to $100,000, I would go to a business and say, and the thing is like, I have already done this because I've already lost my money before and had to go do this. So this is what I did. I went to a local business and I said, what are the packages you have? And then I said, what's the cheapest that you're willing to deliver those packages for? And I said, okay, if I go get you customers and I sell it, can I keep this percentage of what I sell if I go get them and I sell them? And then you get the customer for life after that. And as soon as I had some businesses that said yes, I then got them customers and I kept the money, and then they delivered the services and got customers for free. And so when I lost everything, I made $100,000 the first month after I lost everything. And so within the example, it's like I did that in 30 days. And so you can absolutely do that. It's just that you have to work like a maniac. And fundamentally, I had an offer that worked, that I knew worked for a specific local business, which was a gym. So I knew I could run a weight loss challenge, and I knew I could spend money on the ads, and I didn't have to spend a lot because, you know, if you can get 10 to 1, you spend $100, you have 1,000. And then after you have 1,000, you spend 10. Now you spend 1, you make 10, and you're good to go, right? And so then I would get limited by the facility's ability to handle customers. So I would try and find the most empty facilities because I knew I could sell them till they were full, usually within 3 weeks. And so that is literally what I did. So step by step, I had an offer, number 1. Number 2, I had ads that I could record with my phone. Step 3, I posted those ads and pushed them to a landing page. Step 4, the landing page, this is at the time, just went to a Google Sheet. Step 6, I called the leads on the Google Sheet to make sure that they got scheduled. And then I think I'm on step 7, I would meet with those leads and I would present the offer that I advertised to them. And then I would get them to give me money for that offer. And then I let the business handle the delivery of the services and I kept the cash. It's the easiest business that you can run. It's one person. It's functionally an affiliate business.
If you were going to think of the easiest offer right now, what might it be?
I mean,
because I think a lot about winner's effect and how people, like I like to give people, I don't know, those tactful gems, even though they're not useful long-term, because long-term is just the fundamentals, but to establish some type of winner's effect.
Well, the nature of the offer is going to have to be so one is you have to decide whether you're B2B or B2C, right? So am I going to sell to consumers or are you going to sell to businesses, right? If I had no knowledge of anything and I just knew just basic AI stuff, it's not that difficult to go into a normal business and say, hey, can I observe your business for free and come with an AI plan that saves you at least $100,000? And would you be willing to give me a third of the savings or 20% of the savings that I get you if I can demonstrate that it will save that amount of money? Most businesses would say yes. And it's just like, it's nothing up front. I just need these commitments. Like, I don't think like, and then someone might say, okay, well, how do I get in touch with those businesses? You've got 2 feet and 2 hands. You can knock on a fucking door. Like, you have a phone with, you've got 2 thumbs. You can text people, you can DM them, you can call them, you can email them. Like, you can post content about it. Like, there's 100 ways. You just gotta let people know about it. And the thing is like, is that an in-demand service right now? Yes. And so the issue is more that people just don't have any skills. Like, if you have skills, making money is not that hard. You do something for somebody else that they don't know how to do. So that means you need to learn how to do shit. So learn how to do stuff and then do it for somebody else who doesn't want to learn how to do stuff, which really just comes down to like, you have to be willing to work.
What's the one thing people waste most of their time on that doesn't actually make them money?
I mean, everything that is not the work. Like, I have one plaque on my wall. It says focus is subtraction. Like, everything that is not the thing is a distraction. So if we define commitment as the elimination of alternatives, people are not committed. And so the most focused person in the world, most focused video game player in the world would not eat, would not sleep, would not drink water, and they would only play video games. And anything that is not video games would then be less focused. So if you drink water, you're less focused than the guy that plays 100%. Now, is that sustainable? No, but for the period of time that person was playing, that person would be the more focused person. And so there are a very small number of activities that generate money. And most of everything else is just noise. Like, you have to let people know that you exist. You have to make them an offer that solves a specific problem in exchange for money. You have to get agreement from them and you have to exchange money for services. And then you have to deliver that product or service to them. Like, I don't know what else there is. Like, I don't know how it gets that complicated. Like, that's it. And people I think really what it is like, people get paralyzed by trying to pick perfectly. They're trying to think like, I want to have the perfect business. Well, like, unless you're Bezos or Zuck, who actually started their first business and are still in their first business as a gazillion-dollar company, the vast majority of entrepreneurs that I know, your first business is not your last business. It is your first stepping stone. And so I just try to get people to concentrate on get a stranger to give you money to do something or for something that you make for them. That's it. Like, that's all of business. It's literally just accepting money from a stranger. So you need a way to process money. You need an LLC if you want to use credit cards. You can do it for cash and not have any of that shit. Like, I struggle with the question because I'm like, what part are we missing here? And I think it's because there's so many people saying a lot of words that they don't understand and confusing a large percentage of people. It's like, well, you have to start with a morning routine. It's like, bro, you don't need to do any of that. You need to let somebody know that you can do something for them and ask them if they want you to do it for them for money.